welcome to Beyond the Gates. It's a show where we bring the exciting ideas of where to visit once you go beyond our village gates.
And you are so right, Bill. Do you know what some of our most popular shows have been?
Airplanes?
No.
Cats?
No.
Wait. Food?
Oh, hey, it's good you've been paying attention. Behind the Gates has been up to Long Beach, up to Pasadena even, down to Oceanside to bring great dining ideas to our village residents.
Cool, but where's the band?
The band.
Every good talk show is a band. You don't like to do Jimmy Buffett's Cheeseburger in Paradise or Sammy Davis's Candyman?
Bill, sorry, no bands. It's not in the budget.
Oh, I know. I'm just busting you. Let's talk about restaurants. I love good eats.
Well, I do too. And good restaurants are some of our most popular shows. Well, that's according to our viewers.
Okay, so let's start with one of your interviews. It's La Maison, right?
No, it's not La Maison. It's pronounced Maison, Cafe and Market.
Tell me a little bit about some of the best sellers here. What are some of the favorite dishes?
We do breakfast, lunch, and dinner, so there's quite a few. Everything on the menu is my favorite, or it wouldn't be on there. For avocado toast, I love the champignon, which is our crushed avocado toast topped with our wild mushroom blends. It's got maitake, cremini, portobellini, king oyster, beach, and trumpet oysters. And we saute those with a little garlic butter. It's put on top of the avocado toast with a fried over easy egg. Oh, so that's one of my favorites.
That sounds fabulous. I've never seen, I know avocado toast, but I've never seen so many options.
We do have a lot.
With avocado
we cure our
toast.
salmon in-house.
You do?
We do with beets and fennel. So it's got this beautiful earthy flavor. It's sweet from the beets. And then we have an avocado toast that has that on it too, the gravlax. We have our Dutch baby, which is definitely a staple for all the little kids and grown kids.
They would love that. But you make a lot of things here too, like your own pastries and pastas and even ricotta cheese.
Yeah, we make everything from house. When I designed the kitchen, I designed it without a walk-in refrigerator. So we only have a couple little fridges that have a couple doors. So that way everything is guaranteed to be fresh. What I found from my years of being in the restaurant business is the more cold storage your kitchen has, the more over prepping your cooks will do to try to make their jobs a little easier the next day.
Thank you, Danielle, for taking the time to fill us in on all of this. And I'm sure people from Laguna Woods will be thrilled to hear about this. People who are looking for a nice, healthy fix of good food.
Yes.
Thank you so much for
You're up next, Bill, with Tutto Fresca.
Well, it's actually Tutto Fresco.
Okay.
With Steve from Tutto Fresco up here in Rancho Santa Margarita, and this is a beautiful place.
Thank you, Bill.
I mean, the setting, everything is just gorgeous.
Thank you.
Is it a family-run restaurant?
It is family-owned, and we've owned it since the year 2000. We had another location up the way. We moved over here 5 years ago and built this. And
but you have 3 locations.
We do. One in Orange on Catella and Glacelle, and one in Tustin on 17th and Tustin. Little different concept over there, but same name and same great food.
What does Tutto mean?
Tutto means everything, and fresco means fresh, meaning everything is fresh. We do everything from scratch, everything fresh, made daily, including our gelato every day.
So how do you accomplish that? Is it just truckloads of fresh come in every
Absolutely.
day?
Deliveries, you'll see them back there every morning, bringing in the fresh fish, fresh produce, all our fresh poultry, and
it is mostly Italian cuisine.
You know, we obviously, that's our focus. We have a lot of pasta dishes, but in this location, it's more eclectic. We have a lot of seafood. We have an amazing pork chop, have a filet. We have a lot of other dishes other than what you would just expect in an Italian restaurant.
Now, who had the idea in the family of running a restaurant? It's a pretty demanding business.
It is demanding, as most are. I tell people that all the time. Everybody perceives restaurant business as being so uniquely demanding, but I'm sure you interview other people in other industries that work 24/7 also and have the same challenges with staffing and those type of things.
Right.
But it has its unique difficulties. But you know, you have to love it. I love people. I love food, and so I don't feel like I'll go to work every day. But It's great.
Did you have experience before in the restaurant business?
I did. Started my early days with Marie Callender's when they were in the beginning days, and learned a lot from them. Spent my first 12 years with them, and spent 12 years with Claim Jumper after that. So I had a lot of years to gain a lot of great experience from two great organizations, and then had an opportunity to purchase the Tutto Fresco from a great Italian.
One of the things I know it's what one of my passions is really good fresh beer. I can't drink bottled beer anymore, and I know a lot of people will not drink bottled beer. Do you have really good draft beer?
A beer snob. We love Beer Snob, Bill, and you come to our bar and we're going to exceed your expectations.
Okay.
I guarantee you. We have our bar manager, Chris, who is really, really knowledgeable with his beers and has all the best tap beers that you'll imagine, and he rotates them quite a bit, so it keeps people, coming back and interested. So I expect to see you at that bar with Chris and doing some tastings.
You're open 7 days a week.
7 days.
Are you working 7 days a week?
24/7. Absolutely.
You must really love it.
I do, and I live close to here, so I have flexibility. I always made it to my kids' games and all those activities in the earlier days, and that's one nice thing about being a proprietor. You have that flexibility. But 7 days. We open at 11 on Monday through Friday, and on Saturday and Sunday we have an amazing brunch. It's off of a menu. It's not a buffet, but 9 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday. It runs until 2:30. And so it's really very unique, a lot of very unique breakfast items. You need to come and check that out. A lot of them that go really well with beer, especially IPAs, Bill.
Give me some idea of your signature dishes.
Yes, we have a guest from Laguna Woods, Stan the Man is who we call him. I think he's having his 90th birthday this coming week, but been a loyal guest for 20 years. But he loves his lamb. He comes in for the lamb once or twice a week. But we do have signature items. Our lasagna is incredible. In an Italian restaurant, you got to have an amazing lasagna. And we have quite a mix of pastas, from spicy to the basics to a really light. We call it a linguine limon with fresh made linguine with lemon peel, fresh heirloom tomatoes, arugula, a light sauce.
Steve, thank you very much for your time here. I know, like you said, you're extremely busy, the restaurant business, but you have a tremendous place here.
Thank you, Bill.
And Tutto Fresco is I thought it was meant outside dining, but he says it's family but my question to you is, because you've done and enjoy so many restaurants, is what is it about Italian food that people love?
Bill, you're asking me that question. That's out of the blue. People love all those fabulous sauces and pastas, and
that's what it is. It's the sauces and the pastas.
Yes, and I think this idea of Tutto Fresco. Fresco actually means outside. That means let's all be outside and enjoy dining with the family and with everyone.
Because I remember a couple of weeks ago, my wife said, "Tonight we're going to do Tutto. We're going to be fresco." I said,
"Yes."
What does that mean? And she said, "It means outside."
Dining al fresco. You know what I love about this restaurant, though, and I've been there several times, and it's one of my favorites, is that the whole ambiance. You feel like you're in
a great place.
An Italian villa or something like that. And it's a beautiful place to go, I find, for special occasions. Christmas, it's decorated to the hilt. And to sit outside in their little courtyard is just fabulous.
It was good. Yeah. Now, this next restaurant was part of the pavilion on Balboa Island, correct?
That's correct. Yes, and this dates back to 1906. So it has a very interesting history.
Like what? I mean, is it...
Well, Bill, I like history, and it's not often that we get to see a building like this around us when we go do these interviews. I mean, it's over 100 years old, so I thought it was a special place that people might want to know a little bit more about.
Now, I mean, the whole peninsula, and, well, there wasn't even a Balboa Island originally.
That's true.
From the dredging that created Balboa Island.
Exactly. Apparently, it started in 1905. There were land developers that had a vision to entice visitors to this area that was not developed to enjoy the beach and then buy plots of land. But the key to the success was they couldn't do this unless people had access to the tip of the peninsula.
Which they created an electric car or something.
So that's where the Pacific Electric Railway came from, to get people to this isolated spot.
And I remember, if my history is correct, they would sell plots originally for like $25, $400.
That is a whole story unto its own. Yes, exactly right. But by 1906, this beautiful Victorian pavilion was completed. And at the same time, the Red Line electric rail was completed that would get people from LA to Balboa Peninsula in 1 hour. And they came. They came by the thousands. There was a bathhouse on the lower level of the pavilion where people would flock to the Balboa rail terminal on the Red Line, and they would head directly to the bathhouse in the pavilion in their street clothes. Then they would rent a bathing suit. They would spend the day at the beach, then head back to LA on the Red Line. And many, of course, took advantage of the real estate offers being promoted.
So what is the restaurant that's there now? Is it the harbor side?
Well, it is the harbor side, but actually before we get to that, a little bit more on the history. Once that was all in place, the beach house and the beachgoers and people coming from LA, things changed over the years. Think of that century that was yet to come. In the 1920s, they built a ballroom upstairs, a grand ballroom where people would come to dance. This was the 1920s. This was flapper era. They would come and do the Charleston and all these other dances. This is where the Balboa was originated.
Now, Balboa was the name of the original Spanish settler.
That's exactly right. Yeah. It was. And his name carried over to even this dance, this professional ballroom dance that they created upstairs in the ballroom. There was one dance, however, that wasn't allowed in that ballroom, and that was
the twist?
No. No.
The frug?
No. It was the jitterbug. And they were worried about that because they thought the floor might cave in with all these hundreds of people doing the jitterbug.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was the 20s, then it moved on to the 30s, and during the 30s, oh my gosh, that's when everything kind of exploded. That was the big band era. And these big bands came in. I mean, this was the Count Basie band, the Tommy Dorsey band. One by one, they packed the houses. And there was another competing dance center that opened up down the street called the Rendezvous, and they would have dueling dances going on. These were during the period of the marathon dances and all of that. It was a very rich time for entertainment on the Balboa Peninsula. And then after that, things, of course, merged into the next phase. In the 40s and the 50s, things took a bit of a dive. They put in a bowling alley upstairs. You know how those things go. And then eventually there was a gambling halls upstairs. They were asked by the sheriff to shut things down because it was a wicked game that was going on there daily. So basically that's it. So now we have the beautiful restaurant that we're going to take a look at. So let's see what's going on at the pavilion today at the Harborside Restaurant. Today is restaurant manager Justin Turner, who's going to fill us in on the Harborside Restaurant.
Thank you. Thanks, Susan.
And Justin, it's a pleasure to be here today, and I just love hearing about the history of the restaurant. What a rich, fabulous time that was. But I want to hear now more about the Harborside Restaurant and what you specialize in and what people can expect to find here.
Sure, my pleasure. So Harborside started in 2004 when the Salisburys purchased the building. It used to hold a restaurant named Kale the Whale that many will remember was around here for about 35 years. The Salisburys purchased it, and they did a little renovation to get things back up to speed. And we've been going ever since. So we've got a great dining room on this side. We have a saloon on the other side where we have a very popular happy hour that we do every day. It's got all kinds of drink specials, small plate items. Great for the locals and regulars, everybody that stumbles in. So we really try to be open for all of our guests.
Okay, that's wonderful. Tell me the hours of the happy hour.
So our happy hour currently is every day from 12 to 6.
All right. Oh, it's a nice, generous happy hour.
Give you some time to get here.
Okay. All right. And then any bestsellers on the happy hour menu, special drinks or anything?
So we have Mai Tais and margaritas are some of our biggest things. And then glasses of wine, draft beer, all those kind of great items there. Okay. And then we have a lot of small plates. Our happy hour is really all about the food. We have about 20 different food items that range anywhere from $5 to $8. So we have calamari, fish tacos, shrimp cocktail, coconut shrimp, all those kind of items on there.
Okay, that sounds like a happy hour to remember.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then the restaurant itself. What a lovely big place this is with a fabulous, fabulous view of Balboa Island and watching the boats go by. And people must fight for window seating here. But tell me, what kind of entrees and food can they expect here?
They really do. I mean, we do have a beautiful view, one-of-a-kind view here. For dinner, we have a lot of different fresh fish, steaks. So we have one of our house favorites is our orange coconut crusted salmon. That's been on the menu since day one. And it's a little sweet, little different take on just a regular salmon.
Right.
We always have scallops, swordfish. We always have different steaks, filet mignon, New York steaks, things like that.
And it's all fresh fish here.
Absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely.
good to
So we
know.
bring that in every day. Our chef cuts that in the back, and
Yeah.
we're here for you.
All right, a
Yeah.
go-to place for fresh fish. I love it, and good watching here. Now, you said you see all sorts of things in the harbor here. Like, what kind of unusual things do you ever see? I mean, you have the Christmas boat parade,
Sure.
which is just fabulous.
Yeah. So we have the Christmas boat parade, which is incredible. 5 nights, beautiful. The boats come by during the boat parade. We actually sell all the tables, so you actually reserve your specific table. We take reservations for that every year, the day after Labor Day. So
Oh my gosh!
give me a call in the morning. We'll book your table, and you'll
Really?
be all set. So you can come on down, and you don't have to worry about the hassle. You just come on down, get seated, and enjoy your dinner and enjoy the parade.
Can people stay here as long as they want?
They can, yeah.
They can?
Yeah. Normally people they'll have dinner, watch the parade once it goes by one time.
Well, that's enough.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
it's a one of a kind type thing.
Oh, I bet.
But yeah, traditionally when you're sitting here, you've got the whale watching boats coming in. You've got people fishing. You've got people kayaking, paddle boarding. Occasionally you'll see some dolphins coming through. You'll see seals.
All right.
So it's fun for the kids. It's fun for everyone. It's really just a little more fun than your typical night out.
Oh, it's a real special occasion kind of place, I would think. Now, upstairs is no longer, well, obviously there's no dancing going on upstairs anymore. So what does happen upstairs? Do you ever move part of the restaurant into upstairs, or?
So upstairs we do private events. So we do a lot of weddings, company parties, different celebrations, birthdays, really anything over about 60 people to up to about 500. So it's a large room up there.
500 people can
Absolutely.
fit in there?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea.
Yeah, so it's got the original dance floor up there. So there is still some dancing. So if you get married, you're going to have some dancing.
Oh, well, this is something to think about.
That's right.
All right.
Yeah.
What a perfect view up there. And I imagine now what about at Christmas time? You must book that for, and I
A
would
lot of
book
company
up
parties.
right
yeah.
after Labor Day, I would assume.
Yeah,
too.
so a lot of
Perfect
company
spot.
parties up there, different businesses, local businesses, really, you name it, we've done it. It's a lot of people have been up in that room.
Yeah, I can imagine. What a
Yeah.
history. Well, Justin, it's been a pleasure talking with you today and filling us in on this fascinating place with fabulous food, and I look forward to coming here again.
Thank
Thanks
you so much. We hope to see you soon.
You bet.
Well, this next place was not really a restaurant, but, you remember, Bill, we included it because it was a crew favorite here at Beyond the Gates.
Oh, yeah. Bootlegger's Brewery was a favorite of theirs, all right. Thankfully, it was the last shoot of the day.
Right? Now, we're in a place called The Lab, which I understand is called the Anti-Mall or some
Anti-Mall.
very cool area. But here at Bootlegger's Brewery, you guys have a lot of brew.
Yeah.
How many beers do you have?
Typically about 20 to 24 on
And is Penn seasonal?
Yes, we typically do have 20, 24 on tap.
Okay.
Different varieties. Yeah.
And as we can see here, where you don't make all the brew here.
No.
I mean, this is do it in Fullerton?
Yeah, a lot of it's done in Fullerton. We do small batches here, like our Hellas Lager and our barley wine we've done here.
Now, I mean, just a little bit I know about making beer. Can it be automated in any way? I mean, do they
Yes,
have computers?
but we still have people milling the grains, stuff like that.
How many people does it take to make a batch of beer? I mean, does it require a huge staff?
We're yes and no.
Okay. It depends on the brewery.
Yeah, it depends on the brewery.
location.
Yeah, how much you're doing in that day.
We're here in Costa Mesa, and you've got several other locations, like we just mentioned,
Yeah,
Fullerton.
Fullerton.
And are there tasting rooms there as well?
Yeah, big old tasting room and patio.
and patios like
Oh,
we
yeah.
have here, which is great. We're about 20 miles, again, outside the village, and you just come down the 405 to the 5 and where you take the toll road, and you're right here. Can people get the Bootlegger's Brew and besides the locations here?
Yeah, we're in local liquor stores and then some bigger shops, Target, Albertsons, stuff like that. Yeah.
Now, but can somebody come in here and just like take a 6-pack or
Yeah.
some cans
Oh yeah.
away?
Oh yeah. We've got our to-go fridge,
Sure.
and then anything on tap we can can or bottle here.
It's like a growler
A
jug?
growler, or then we have our little candy machine as well. So if you want to take a crowler, yeah.
Cool. And what hours you open?
11 to 10 every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, your motto is drink fresh, drink local.
Yes, sir.
And I have not tasted anything as good as local beer.
Okay.
When did you start making beer?
2006, the company started. Aaron and Patricia Bargenhagen.
Wow. And he's from Germany, right?
The German name,
A German name.
Bargenhagen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the more unusual ingredients in beer?
We've got raspberry, passion fruit guava, our sour sop. That it's a unique fruit that our brewer loves.
Does it take longer to make those kind of beers? I mean, beer doesn't really have to age like wine does.
No, a couple of the beers do, but they all take different amount of time to ferment.
Sure.
Yeah. The Huckleberry is another one that people seem to like.
What is the most popular beer?
El Chongo and Far Out, two different on a different spectrum. They're like
Right.
El Chongo's a lighter lager, and then the Far Out's a West Coast IPA.
So if somebody wants to taste the different beers,
Yeah.
you can do like flights?
Yeah, we can do
things?
flights. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this was so much fun, Bill. Remember what a good time we had.
Oh, yes, it was. And our viewers are now commencing to throw stuff at their television screen because we may have missed one of their favorites. So,
Oh, wait a minute. Are you wrapping up the show?
well, it's just about time to wrap it up.
Can we do just one more? Just one more. How about a taste of Greece? I love that restaurant.
Tastes of Greece, and I'm here with the owners, Elizabeth and Yanni. And you started this as a passion for family and friends, correct? You just wanted to introduce them to Greek food?
Yes, because of my heritage being Greek, raised in the United States, this passion for cooking always existed.
Which would you have catering and a restaurant? Which started first?
The restaurant, along with catering, both
Okay.
of them, really, because I was able to entertain and accustomed to doing parties at home.
Okay.
And then 12 years ago, exactly 12 years ago, today's our 12th anniversary, we we opened this restaurant, and we made the decision 1 month before, just to be able to share the benefits of the Mediterranean Greek cuisine with our community.
I'm thinking about the first time I would have Greek food. What would you recommend somebody, if they've never had it before, what should they try?
I get this question quite a bit. We're actually a bit different than most Greek restaurants because we serve different categories of food.
Okay.
There's seafood, there's Greek traditional foods, there's takeout food, and there's the grilled. So we carry everything, and this is what makes us so different than most places, and even in Greece. And I ask people, what are you in the mood for? So if it's a traditional food, you know, it would be the moussaka, it would be the pasticcio.
Which leads me to my next question. If you don't, I mean, some of the words might sound strange. So you just people point, it's like, what is this? And you just
Yes, and
explain
we'll
it.
explain, and we train our staff to be able to explain. We allow our staff, of course, to eat everything so they're familiar with the foods. They watch us prepare, and that's the way we've built our clientele with.
So is your menu changed? Does it change seasonally?
It changes seasonally because I do believe that we have to eat foods the correct season of the year. So, and we do have a standard menu, but I also have a specials menu that I'll change weekly, and we'll offer whatever comes to my mind.
What's the eat and run gyro?
The eat and run gyro is gyro.
What is it? Is that what it is?
Gyro.
Gyro. So
Yeah.
it's not. So the G
You
is
can
silent.
you can say gyro. You can say gyro.
Gyro.
It comes from the word gyrate, Gyro, because it rotates on a vertical spit. We make our own. We buy the meat, good quality meat, and we shave as it spins and roasts. We shave it off, and we marinate it ourselves, and we put it in a pita wrap and dress it with
Delicious.
tzatziki and. Yeah, it's sort of the Greek hamburger.
Now, how often do you go back to Greece to get new ideas, or do you?
Every year, except for last year with
Yeah,
COVID,
sure.
we weren't able to travel. We're still hoping to go this year. And just like everything evolves, so does the Greek cuisine.
So you actually do go back and get ideas and then apply it here.
Yes, and I've learned how to prepare my meals from my family, my mother and my father. But living in Greece, I also lived with my grandmothers, so I have my grandmother's recipe.
Where were you born?
I was born in Greece. Most people, hear people, I was born and raised here because my parents brought me over here when I was 6 months old.
Oh, okay.
So, schooled in the United States, went to UCLA, and then my parents decided to send me to Greece to meet my grandparents, and that's where I met my grandparents, but I also met my husband, and we stayed there for 20 years.
Are you open 7 days a week?
We're open 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. Monday's only for dinner. Tuesday through Saturday, it's lunch and dinner all day long.
Do you work 6 days a week?
Yes.
Elizabeth, Yanni, thank you very much for taking the time to see us today. I know running a business, especially a restaurant, is very time consuming.
Thank you for having us on your show.
Sure.
And hope to see many
People from beyond the gates and from the village here at Taste of Greece.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You feel better now?
Yes, thank you.
Now you've got people yelling at their TV screen, oh, you forgot to see my favorite. But if you have any suggestions, just email us at beyondthegates@gmail.com, and we may be able to get those up for you. And you can always go to YouTube and watch past shows. Just go to Village Television, Beyond the Gates, and that's where you can pick those up. And that is a wrap, a sandwich wrap on this delicious show.
Of course. And this has been great fun, looking back at all the fun places we visited over the years.
And I actually have to thank you for your time, because I know you like to sit home and bake all day.
Not exactly.
And thank the crew beyond the camera here for
thank the crew.
Beyond the Gates. So,
Absolutely.
And thank everybody for tuning in.
Absolutely. Thank you all, and see you next time from Beyond the Gates.